to her exquisite Thameside villa, and from the verses and works of art that she inspired to, above all, the lively, witty, and often scandalous letters of her voluminous correspondence. The latter lay neglected among the Hobart family papers until the 19th century, when they were discovered by a Victorian antiquary and passed to the British Library, as being of sufficient interest for the nation to enjoy. It is these letters, more than any of the other historical sources, that provided the inspiration for my book. They give a fascinating insight into the glittering world of Georgian high society, its poets, playwrights, intellectuals, and princes. They capture a forgotten age, an age of cultural enlightenment, high society, immorality, and excess, and the gradual demise of monarchical and male predominance. They tell the story of a nation through the lens of a remarkable woman. When all of these traces of Henrietta's past, the letters, memoirs, poetry, and buildings are pieced together, they reveal a life that was captivating as much for the dramatic events that it contained as for the character of the woman who lived it. Chapter 1. A Backwater in Time. The road that runs from Norwich to Holt intersects a bleak and featureless tract of the North Norfolk countryside. Fields stretch out on either side, interrupted by the occasional cluster of houses or woodland. When the road reaches the scattered village of Corston, it passes a small enclosure on the east side, set back from the verge and obscured from view by the overgrown copse beside it. In the middle of this enclosure, bounded by railings, is a large stone urn, mounted upon an imposing square pedestal. Years of exposure to the elements have taken their toll, but amidst the rust and moss that cover the decaying structure, it is just possible to make out the letters H.H. chiselled into the crumbling facade. Sir Henry Hobart, of Blickling Hall, was one of the most truculent squires in Norfolk. Active military service had provided a useful outlet for his aggression during his younger days, but now, aged almost 40, he expended most of his energy in politics and was a fierce proponent of the Whig party. From the start, this had brought him into conflict with a number of his fellow noblemen, and he now had a reputation as a troublemaker. "I wish Sir Henry, instead of prosecuting his neighbours, would think of paying his debts," complained Humphrey Priddix, Dean of Norwich, adding, "It may be his turn, some time or other, to bear as much as he now acts." His words were to prove prophetic. In 1698, a county election brought about the downfall of many individual Whig members, Sir Henry included. His defeat was decisive and humiliating. He only achieved a miserable 3rd place in the voting. Mortified by the result and the accompanying loss of status, and angry at the wasted expenditure that it had entailed, Hobart retired to Blickling to lick his wounds. Introspection and remorse were not qualities that he had in abundance, however, and he soon began casting about for someone to blame. He did not have to wait long to find the perfect scapegoat. A report reached Hobart's ears that Oliver Leneve of Great Witchingham, his neighbour and Tory rival, had been spreading rumours that he had committed an act of cowardice at the Battle of the Boyne, and that this had led to his election defeat. Given that the Boyne had been fought some 9 years earlier, the report was probably scurrilous and put about by a mischief-maker.